So OG, I have referenced OG in a lot of my league documentaries. I've included a lot of scenes from True Sight and from this one as well, because they are my favorite team and because they are the first back-to-back TI winners. The first year was completely unexpected. I don't think anybody expected them to win. The second year, they just felt different, bro. Their style was different, their confidence was on another level, and it was insane to see how they played that entire tournament. To understand this team, let's watch this OG's comeback to win Dota CIA against the odds.
Back then, we went into it with the mentality that friendship will win in the end. But at one point in your life, something's gonna change. Change always happens.
When I first started, it was really hard. I think I was inexperienced, like, even in life. I didn't know myself.
In hindsight, that was an incredible turning point. I didn't realize how big it was, but now looking back,
you know, there was a meme about Anna. He was a part of OG before the whole reforming thing, and they won a lot of majors together actually, and they were pretty dominant for like a whole competitive year until TI, where they flunked out pretty fast. He left the team afterwards for a little bit. He came back for TI, won TI, went back to hiatus, came back for the next TI, won it again. It's like having the most lucrative summer job in the world that pays millions just for 2 to 3 weeks of competition.
This changed my life.
It's hard to believe how much things changed. It changed
Oh,
into
Jerax.
something nobody would ever expect.
My favorite post 4.
One of the things I've learned is that actually I appreciate my teammates, my friends. I appreciate the people who are around me. Without these people, I think it would have been a completely different story.
At its heart, this is a story about when games got serious. There's $25 million on the line, the largest prize pool in esports history. We've got 20,000 fans here in the arena, millions following from their homes.
This was the peak of Dota in terms of popularity and in terms of
What do we think about OG making it this far? They weren't even the same team a couple months ago.
well, not necessarily the height of the prize pool. That was when Team Spirit won.
Like it's never over. It's never over.
But these 2 years where they went back to back,
and it could be a fairy tale.
like, it just propelled them to the top of the esports earning charts.
Story about something much more than a game.
And that was only based on prize
The
pool.
stakes are this high, and the odds are against you. You find out who your true friends are.
My name is Johan Sundstein. My nickname is No-Tail. I play competitive esports. Me and Tao, we go way back.
Hello, everyone.
He was my first teammate, like inside and outside of the game.
I have a question for all the viewers. What do you think about this hair? Yeah, it's not too sure about that.
It was a close bond. It's like brothers.
How do you think I can look at your hair and feel serious about it? I can't.
It's horrible.
There's something wrong with my hair. Be careful. I might gash you.
No-Tail and Fly. You could ask anyone in esports, this is the ultimate friendship. These are two guys that have just stuck with one another thick and thin throughout different rosters, different years, different teams even.
OD Pixel, the GOAT caster right now.
Was in a public game.
We were playing almost every day, like either practicing or just pubbing or whatever, so we ended up talking a lot all the time. You know, he's like a brother to me.
When we started, we didn't really know the esports scene was gonna be a thing. It was just us playing games, and we got kind of thrown into what was this whole movement.
We are here live at Gamescom 2011 in beautiful Cologne. It is the International Championships. $1.6 million prize pool. world's best teams here in Dota. They're handing out a tournament prize.
You know, it's so crazy how I gotta stop pausing on this. You know, it's so crazy how they have like such HQ quality footage back then, and it's 2011. I don't know what cameras they use or how they upscaled it. Maybe they have some in-house technology to do stuff like this. But back then, you look at stuff that was 2012 and it looks like freaking CCTV security camera footage.
TI, which is short for the International, is the biggest competition in Dota 2, which is one of the most popular esports in the world.
Every single competitive Dota player wants TI above all else.
Of course.
The first international
It
was a $1.6 million
biggest prize
pool,
pool,
which had never been done. It was revolutionary.
Before TI, there was almost nothing in terms of career viability with esports.
Esports in the earliest days have started with Donkey Kong tournaments and Space Invaders tournaments.
And
just to
Tetris.
see who could get the highest score.
Being paid at all for winning a tournament was crazy.
But with the rise of the International, you had this sort of epochal shift.
When you talk about the International, it's a really big deal. The Super Bowl of pro gaming, the biggest tournament.
Prize pool of millions of dollars. And each year it's increased, it's got bigger and bigger.
And the more
yeah,
money...
so with the compendium, it pretty much works like if you reach a certain prize pool, because every time you buy the compendium or buy levels for the compendium, you pretty much donate 25% of the cost into the prize pool. And every time the prize pool reached a new tier, something unlocks. So you get to do like Arcana votes, where you vote for whichever hero gets the next Arcana set, which is the very pretty sets. Just stuff like that. There's a lot of community-focused stuff back then, and that's why I think a lot of Dota players were willing to actually shelf out the money for it. But at the same time, I do think that because of the overinflated prize pools, we don't really get players with tenure in the game that lasts as long as someone like Fakers. There's a lot less incentive. You just win one big tournament, you win a TI, and you're set for life. You just lose the motivation to continue, right?
The bigger the
For
stage.
a lot of people, at least. The techies reveal.
International are the best in esport, and that's because Dota 2 is a game with lots of nuance and detail to play.
It's a game of high skill, high focus.
But make no mistake, it's not just about skill, it's about how you play together. This is a team game.
The goal is to destroy the enemy's ancient, which is the main structure in their base.
Shiva's like the GOAT host.
Dota 2 is a 5-on-5 game of capture the flag.
You spend the game building up the power of your heroes, which are selected before the game in a draft sequence. With over 100 different heroes, each hero having different abilities, there are seemingly infinite combinations that make each game as unique as possible, and one of the reasons why so many people around the world love to follow Dota 2.
Growing so fast, you have no idea how far it will go, how big it can get.
That's Kuroki with Team Liquid.
Our first international was TI3. It was in 2013. We were playing under the name Fnatic at the time. I remember we were so stoked.
We've been working for a year now to get here. It's been a really long ride, and like it means so much.
TI, you know, that's like, then you came a long way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2013 International.
Going to America, playing in front of a crowd, and we got our chance to prove that we could be the best. It was intense, like, it was on a whole nother level.
This was the TI that I remember the most, for sure. The whole arena as well. Key arena. So it was my first TI that I've ever watched.
At the International, a huge win.
Fnatic, I think they're capable of winning against any team.
We're rooting for Fnatic.
We started high. But then, yeah, you play somebody that's been doing this for a long time, and oh boy.
We have to remember, Fnatic, this is their first TI.
The creators of Rat
They're already a
Dota.
top 8. It's a great performance, but Fnatic going up against Orange. We do say Orange.
That's my boys right there, man.
Fnatic.
The team that made me fall in love with Pro Dota.
And there is nothing that Fnatic could do to stop them. Double kill for Mushi. Buyback by Doxia. Buyback by the SF by Mushi. Triple, Ultra, and GG.
We got put in our place.
Fnatic have been eliminated by the Malaysians. Orange will advance themselves forward.
Back then, we were not
Dude,
ready.
I remember after this, Orange Esports, they're pretty much a chain of cyber cafes, right? Internet cafes. They expanded so much. A lot of people after that went to Orange Esports cafes just to, you know, check out the peripherals, buy the jerseys, buy the mouse pads. Back when I was in university, just like going to those places and hoping that you would get a glimpse of the pro players, right? But it never did happen, unfortunately. Until COVID hit, where everything just went downhill and internet cafes just doesn't seem to be a thing in Malaysia anymore. Oh, the way they shut off the flags as well, the team
we
flags.
did have a serious talk. I mean, after every TI, there's a lot of roster shuffles. You know, the grass is always greener.
The TI
You want to
looks
play with
so different
players,
back then.
Things like this. But we thought experience matters. We learned together. This will do us good for the next TI.
And it actually felt grander back then as well,
If you make
despite
it to
the
TI,
arena being small.
Before you get to play in front of the crowd in the arena, you have to play group stages, and you do that from a hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance you will never make it out of that hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Here with No Tail, this tournament, you know, it didn't go the way you guys wanted it to go. What do you think the reasons were?
All in all, I think there's been a bunch of things coming to this disappointing result, and there's not so much we could have done about it. I think we did try our best still.
Despite working an entire year, they couldn't even get out of the group stage.
Yes, we are here for what could be the very last game of our Grand Final 2004.
Losing this one, the way we did, all that is stuck in your head is you're out, it's over. Somebody else is gonna win. It's not gonna be you. And it's a really hard pill to swallow. There were some issues before this TI, and everybody in Fnatic, they were ready to burn some bridges that they weren't ready to burn a year before.
Oh, this roster was sick,
Fly and
dude.
Notel found themselves on a new team.
Team
their minds,
Secret.
this is going to be a superstar roster.
Team Secret, we did feel like a super team.
So, this entire squad, Team Secret, for those of you who don't know, was created by Puppy. I don't know if he's still the owner or part owner of the org, but he led a squad of future captains that would just dominate the scene. You had No Tail, which obviously was the captain of OG, Fly, who was also the captain of OG for a good period of time where they won a lot of the majors, Kuroki, who was captain of Team Liquid and eventually Team Nigma, and S4, I actually don't remember if he captained a team, but he did captain Alliance for a short period of time. He did win a TI, so...
But then there was this Star Ladder tournament.
And it's onto the throne. They got Secret by the jugular, and they take.
We ended up losing, and that hit us really hard. And after that, I kind of saw it coming.
With just months to the next TI, Fly and Notel found themselves kicked from the very team they had just joined.
That's just sad.
They were forced to join different teams.
Shit, man, this is really not what I wanted to happen. This is not how I meant for things to go down.
There's not a lot of contract stability when it comes to Dota. You can just get kicked.
Cameras rolling. No tail, take one. So we're just gonna start with some basic questions.
What are your biggest strengths as a team?
Complexity. We're kind of an underdog. We're a very new team. We're only together for about 3 months.
What role do you play right now, currently?
Right now, I play support for Cloud9.
What about Team Fnatic? You guys seem to scatter a little bit. Are you still in contact with a lot of those guys?
Mostly Notel. He's a really good friend of mine. We've been playing together ever since I've been playing competitive. Obviously, Notel's here. I saw him. We were having a fun time. But I miss being together as a team.
Every good Dota team understands the phrase a good teammate. The perfect team would have these sort of traits, like kindness and, you know, empathy. Dota is a team game. It is not about you, it's about everyone around you.
Do your teammates understand this too?
I've tried to talk to my teammates about these things. They don't view them the same way as I do at all, but I've been very happy playing for them, and I'm very excited going into TI with Cloud9.
Awesome.
I actually don't remember if this iteration of Cloud9 was the one that did not carry any TP scrolls while their Ancient was being attacked.
Throws, they've got to back off. They're not even going for the racks right now. Where are the TPs? Vata does not have a TP. Envy also, I don't think, has a TP. No one has TPs. This is Familius getting the stuns. They're going for the throne. Oh no! It's a catastrophe. The Cloud9. Here comes S4 as well. They're just running back. They're running for dear life. They've got to protect the base. Cheesy now pops the ultimate. There's no clip available. He dies in the fountain, but he's got ages. He can't even buy back and TP home. They're just going to get the throne off of this. Holy shit, Cloud9 have lost game 2.
That's it. Cloud9 call it GG. They know they are so far behind. They will give up their position here at the International. VG Gaming will move forward.
Megas against Complexity. There are no buybacks on the 4 dead heroes of Complexity, and GG.
Some of these subtitles need work.
From the International 5 and Virtus Pro.
Yes, the lights have gone out on Complexity's year for the International in 2015.
Ever since I was a kid, I hated losing. I hated losing so much. But I also loved competing. I always thought maybe I would go into like being a fighter, like my dad. I was very good at judo and jiu-jitsu and all these things I did. I was very talented. You know, I wanted to make my dad happy, to, you know, be strong for him, to win things, to kind of compete.
I think Fly is probably the buffest
It's something that's always been with me.
Pro
Whatever
ever.
I do, losing is kind of not an option.
He's always been buff. Crazy.
After a TI5 failure, personally, I was probably at an all-time low. There was one night, like I ended up vomiting and I thought about every loss. And every time I thought about a loss, I felt even worse. It just kept going throughout the whole night. I think that was probably the sickest I felt in my whole life. I was ready to call it quits. But then I had a talk with Tal about playing together again.
Myself and Notel, we know each other very well. You know, we're friends, we rely on each other, we lean on each other.
And we decided to go into this together, to make it as friends, make it as a team, do something new.
Bromance.
Team OG was formed by myself and Notail. Big idea behind OG is a mindset of friendship, but also want to win.
It's a mix of hunger, talent,
So before they were called OG, they were called Monkey Business.
atmosphere, team dynamic. This is what matters. We just want to do things right, like do things our way.
They were going to create a team from the ground up, just finding 3 like-minded individuals.
Historically in esports, the elite teams will pick up fresh talent from the tier 2 and tier 3 teams. It was highly unusual to pluck amateur talent from the broader public.
That's
I never
Miracle.
thought that anyone's gonna come talk to me because I was a pub player.
For a good period of time, Miracle set the Dota world on fire with his plays. He was the best Dota player for a long while. Everybody looked at his plays, everybody looked at his builds, and everybody just imitated him. Even to this day, I think he's still one of the most revered Dota 2 pub stars ever.
His gameplay, when he completely carried the game.
Playstyle wise.
Pub players,
Because
like
he was
public
just
matches,
insane.
It's in this like casual at-home environment playing with nobody watching you. So Miracle was the player that had limited competitive experience.
But this was the guy that I really wanted to play with.
And then I brought Moon over from Complexity. I knew he fit our style. And the last one was Crit. He was always around, never really on a top team, but he shared a similar mindset as us. And I'm the captain. I try to, be the pillar for everyone.
All these guys.
We have to have 5 players who are on the same page.
Eventually won TI as well.
The oldest scale of sports. You can buy speed, you can buy height, you can buy strength. You can't buy trust, you can't buy communication, but you need all 5 in order to win a championship.
They could, honestly speaking, they could just cut that guy out of the documentary. He did not provide anything at all. No insights. Nothing he said really makes sense. So.
As the popularity of Dota 2 grew, the sheer volume of those competing meant the sport could sustain a season of high-profile competitions leading up to TI.
After
Old man
TI5,
fear.
Valve introduced
Right there.
a new competitive system in Dota 2. It was called Majors. $3 million on the line per major, and implications of getting an invite to TI if you would win a major.
This didn't last long.
Team, a band of unlikely individuals that had never really had any crazy amount of success previously in Dota 2. They were the underdogs coming into the first major. Nobody really expected anything.
OG have got it and will be claimed the champions of the first ever Dota 2 major live here in Frankfurt.
The power couple was reunited once
The
again.
power
And
couple.
it seemed like they could do anything.
It's so amazing. We come out, we're winning, and everyone's cheering OG. There's nothing better than that.
This is the first generation of a new type of athlete. And these esports athletes are coming into incredibly high pressure situations immediately.
Playing in front of 20,000 people, in front of millions.
That guy feels like a fortune teller or a horoscope reader who just tells you the most common shit that you will ever hear, and you'll be like, oh, so profound.
Millions online and $4 million is big.
When you look at the really big time high level teams, they are looking for any competitive edge they can find.
Around that time, all these majors and big prize pools, it was super intense. It was like a pressure cooker. So a couple teams started getting coaches.
So finding a coach in conventional sports, you get someone who was a star player in a previous generation, or just maybe a good player who had a really good mind for the game. In esports, you don't really have a previous generation of star. So where do you get your coach?
At this point, you do.
Beginning of 2016, I was living in Paris. I was actually focusing on future life plans. I mean, university, college, all these things.
Fucking
and
mad.
at that point, I hadn't played competitive for 3 years or something.
This is when it gets real. Counter Logic Gaming going up against MTW, the guys from France.
How many last rides did Seb have?
I love the game, obviously. I wanted to be the best, but I was really far from it. TI2, yeah, I competed.
Fucking mad, he wants the black hole, he picks up Aki, he picks up
My team
I
was
love how
like
the
bottom
casters
tier of
just
the
say it.
tournament.
MTW are the first team to be eliminated from the International 2012.
The sacrifices were too heavy. I think I was kind of losing myself. I had to put everything aside for Dota, and it just came back and kind of hit me in the face. And then
That was him saying it even before he got invited as a coach, by the way. Nowadays that he's retired as a professional player, he still plays 10 to 15 games a day. He's married and he has a kid, and he still plays 10 to 15 games a day.
I got a message through Twitter. OG heard that I wasn't an active player anymore and wanted to see if I would be interested to coach them. My first reaction was that I didn't want to because I had given up on Dota pretty much.
Sebastian, he had played a lot of different teams. I know Sebastian was working really hard, but he was caught in these teams that couldn't really make it.
I was watching a lot of Dota still because, I mean, I'm very passionate about the game.
The way he spoke about the game, you could tell it wasn't just passion, it was brains. And this is kind of what we saw.
OG, I had watched almost all their games at the Frankfurt Major, maybe all of them. This was a team that was playing already on the highest levels. Like, these guys are champion material. This coaching thing, it was a very unique opportunity. You might not get this chance again, so seize it. Next thing you know, I'm gonna play into the Milan Major.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Manila Major.
We already saw the free-to-play documentary earlier on. China definitely pioneered the coaching meta. As far as European coaches are concerned, I think OG was actually one of the first to implement this.
We kind of did it because it was just like what other teams were doing. I wouldn't say forced, but a tiny bit forced.
Welcome on stage, OG!
I definitely didn't realize the potential of Sebastian's role in the team until Manila Major.
No tell, trying to lock down Matumba Man, finish him off, the wolf will fall. OG getting a core kill, but that jog looks like he might...
Told us what the other team is gonna do, and it was 100% on point. Draft.
That's a new hero.
Gameplay.
He'll engage forward, Miracle there with the BKB.
Basically like their strategy.
OG are doing it, Liquid! They can't withstand the punishment!
We had the team. We just felt ourselves like we were just feeding off each other.
OG are the Manila Major champions!
Manila Major was... it was incredible.
A huge shout out to our coach Seth. This would have never happened without him.
Sebastian, great job to him.
Manila Major is pretty fucking epic.
It's who you win it with. OG, they were...
I think any esports events that you throw into the Philippines, it's just gonna have a fucking amazing crowd. Even when they had the Kuala Lumpur majors, it was insane. And they had ESL like Gunting as well, which I did attend. Crowd was insane.
Teamwork.
Southeast Asia is just a hub for like amazing
You
crowds.
lose together, you want to create this feeling that everybody has each other's back.
Everyone else was switching people in and out, but OG were able to stay as a unit, and it was paying off. They were winning major tournaments, and going into that year's international, they were pitted to be the team to take the championship title at TI6.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International 2016.
Who's ready? Who's ready? The teams are arriving, the players, the fans are hyped, and we're all here waiting for the international start. OG up against MVP.
They just throw Slacks into any situations that are super cringe, and he always nails it.
Our chances were
No one
obviously
else
great.
can.
I think we were feeling really good.
OG entering the key arena.
We were
Especially
considered
crowd
as, like,
participation
one of the best
stuff.
teams, one of the best team in the world.
Starting from the Frankfurt Major and then Manila, they really cemented. They are the top team right now. They are absolutely the team that everybody's looking to take down.
We're seed 1. So much hype around us.
Anything but top 3 would be like a huge disappointment.
OG are definitely grouped up. They are ready to try and have a 5-on-5. Miracle now stifling. Dagger QR! He rips apart
The Koreans.
Double kill inside the
The only Korean team.
Almost an impossible ask for OG to come back.
MVP Phoenix.
Duo jumps down, he finds Miracle, holding Miracle there, allowing the activation, and GG! Well played! MVP have trashed the two-time major winners. The guys who are hoping to put a TI win under their belt. They may have to do it through the lower bracket. They had a longer journey in.
OG 6 was one of the best teams that ever played Dota. But the mindset that we had going into games, of course, it impacts the Dota part.
We are going to return to our lower bracket now.
We went into this TI like I think we felt the highest amount of pressure that we have ever felt before.
We do have two teams.
So, for those of you who are unaware that are coming from League Esports, we don't really have regional leagues. I think almost all the tournaments that we have in Dota are pretty much just international. Even the majors, it was all international teams. We don't have a regional league system. You pretty much get invited by Valve to TI based on your performance throughout the year. If you've won several majors, of course you are sure in. And nowadays it's more like, even though there's no majors anymore, it's still based on tournaments. Like however many tournaments you win throughout the years. I don't know if maybe if you won recent tournaments more, there's a bigger chance for you to get in. I'm not sure about that. It used to be based on tournaments throughout the year.
Who they lose now are done for another year, which is not where
I think if you win a major, you're pretty much just guaranteed.
Most Dota tournaments, if you lose in the upper bracket, you still have a chance to make a run to the finals through the lower bracket.
Double elimination, it's about being able to take a beating and maybe come back.
Still don't like the fact that
we all knew
League Esports does not have winners bracket and losers brackets.
But we were definitely playing not to lose.
We almost hit the hour mark as TNC. They'll enter the mid. Do they go for a GG push? Yep, they are. They're attacking the tier 4 towers. Are ready to jump forward. Crit, he needs help now. That wall, will it be enough? Kuku's still there. The Kroger is very caught too. Kuku running.
I think this is the Filipino team's biggest victory ever. A squad of pure Pinoys, their biggest accomplishment, beating OG at TI.
OG eliminated on day number 2 of TI6, something that I would never imagine myself hearing.
I cannot believe it.
If you read it, you know what it means. Just sound it out.
Your whole life is about that tournament. When it ends, I don't think you quite accept it. Your brain just doesn't.
I can't believe they put it in the
over.
documentary.
You can't really believe it. It's like there's no way we did all this. It's like a blackout.
You know, the mountain that you're supposed to climb, it just keeps getting higher and trickier. Like from the beginning of the season, you look at something so tall and so hard to get up, and you don't know how to do it. You don't even know where to begin. You feel so small, like, and helpless. After TI6, we were not able to dodge the roster shuffle. Moonmeander was not a good fit for me as a player, and Crit, he had other avenues he wanted to seek, like he's for a long time wanted to play with EG and some of the players on EG. And I think when Miracle saw, you know, the team like falling apart, he also looked at something that looked a lot nicer than trying to rebuild this.
So I don't know if this is the same when it comes to League Esports, but in Dota, at the TI after party every year, that's where all the players shuffles happen. That's where the players start mingling with one another, and then they'll kind of just talk amongst each other, who's gonna join what team. Maybe an invitation is extended. So there's not a lot of solid locked-in contracts like the whole League Esports scene has. At around the time TI ends is just where everyone sort of just breaks apart and starts joining other teams.
The No-Tail Fly duo, it doesn't break. These two want to just continue and build a new team with them two at the core of it.
Right out of the gate, they added top-tier talent.
They got S4 from another team, very, very talented former TI winner.
Underrated, I think. Even though he won a TI.
Alliance won TI3.
That's another day in Finland.
Getting Jerax made sense.
What the biggest mistake of my life.
Jerax is properly rated. I think he's one of the best
YOLO, I'm going.
position 4s of all time.
Having Jerax drawn was super hype. He's incredibly good at the game.
You're very confident, but you're also humble about it.
I think it's a very Finnish thing in the end.
If you win TI, can you be a little excited? Will you brag a little bit then?
Yeah.
You can get better than that. Come on.
And then they picked up Anna.
Anna was like, what?
So they talk about this like Anna's some sort of unknown from Australia when Anna's already been competing in the Chinese league for maybe a couple of years at that point.
So I was born in Melbourne.
He's not an unknown.
I lived here with 2 of my sisters and one of my brother and my mom. And I pretty much lived here my whole life until I went pro with Dota.
He didn't necessarily have the success.
Australian kid.
He was a bit of a shot in the dark. People didn't know what to expect from Anna.
He was a complete unknown. He came out of nowhere.
I was just playing pubs every day. I was a bit, not cocky, but like... Actually, yeah, I was cocky.
We went through the roster and like finalized it, and Jerax and S4, there was no doubt in our mind. But Anna, we kind of went out on a limb.
Like, I just play like whatever I want to play, and like, it's like so easy. Like, I don't know how to say.
I think one thing people don't talk about enough is how good of a talent scout No-Tail actually is. And not only just No-Tail, Sab as well.
Really played
They
consistently
really
on a top team.
look for
I mean, he was
top players that are
we
just
saw it really quickly.
insane.
The way he approached the game
And just
it
pluck
wasn't
him into the
influenced
team.
by other players' play style. It wasn't influenced by how people think. It wasn't influenced by anything. It was pure.
It was kind of a risk in a way, but from my perspective, first conversation with Anna. Anna said, let's go win some majors. And there was an S there, you know? So one was not enough. There's that insane confidence in him. Let's go win some majors.
Welcome on stage, OG.
That announcer did not did not have the passion for it.
But even then, rebuilding from a two-man roster, you're gonna have to prove it, just like you're nobody.
How are you feeling about this tournament?
I think there's no team here that can beat us in the best of 5.
The Fly and No-Tail brothers have been kind of holding hand through it all. But I mean, the team has undergone some real shuffles.
Jerax. He's an interesting character. Can you hold a conversation with him?
Sure. He would dictate the tempo of the game. He's like a dog that's chasing a ball, but you can't really see the ball. So you're just trying to run after the dog who's running after the ball.
Jerax and his iconic Earth Spirit.
Mostly, I'm just moving around the map, disabling enemies.
To kill off the Rubik's Bombs, and he's going to be able to do it.
It's very crucial that I'm let to do my thing.
He's sitting there saying, let me do my own thing. And he's seeing the results. Who's to stop
That
him?
wasn't even a good play.
Let me.
It's disabling enemies.
To kill off the
He got denied. He got denied by a neutral. How was that?
It's very crucial that I'm let to do my thing.
He's sitting there saying, let me do my own thing. And he's seeing the results. Who's to stop him?
Caught out again by Jerax. Jumps forward with the boulder smash.
Hell, there was a play that I can even include. I think he stacked the Ancients. Like it was a giant freaking stack of Ancients. And then he kicked someone into it. And they killed him instantly.
Especially now that Morphling has no replicate anymore. So you can't just blink out.
Okay. Oh my god.
Wow.
I thought that was just a cute play or something.
They've won 3 majors. It's an incredible feat.
Boston Major was the 3rd major we won. The roster had changed, but the one thing that was consistent was me and Tal. It felt like nothing could stop us.
This team, this roster, felt so good. Jerax, we knew how good he was as a player, right? Anna was the opposite. Anna had incredible potential, flashes of brilliance, but Kiev made him a different player.
Welcome to the Kiev Major, the last
There
major before we enter the international.
was a major that Anna won without knowing that creep aggro existed. That's like one of the most basic skills you have to learn in Dota.
He didn't know what creep aggroing was at Boston Major, or just before Boston Major. He didn't know that you could aggro creeps by right-clicking the enemy. Like, he didn't know. So that to me was absolutely crazy. Like, he would be fucking crushing his mid lane. Then because the other guy would pull the wave to his hill, he would start losing it, and he'd be like, what the fuck?
2017.
Kiev Major for Anna, it showed like what kind of a player he is.
It's committed, and Anna feels it's the opportunity.
He doesn't really think of the things that can go bad. He thinks about what he can do, and then he goes for it. No hesitation.
I'm just gonna run in and fuck with him, you know?
That is the best way to play it. And Anna, he had it inside him.
I'm just gonna run in and fuck with them.
Best day of my life. The fact that I was given a chance. Before Kiev Major, I didn't know if I was up to the challenge.
But they just don't have the damage to repel OG. OG will be claimed 4 times.
Some of these clips are questionable.
Kiev Major, it was really a shock when they won. I always thought VP was really good team. Taking a win from them, you really want to celebrate.
At the Boston Major, No-Tail said nobody can beat OG in the best of 5.
3 was incredible. 4, I think, I mean, it's even more so.
What comes after Legend?
We just hit like a stride where we really
Ancient.
found what's good for us.
That's my rank.
When the highest level of Dota is played, when every little detail is thought through, it's something that is beautiful in the sense that I've never found this in anything else in my life.
Kiev Major, we found our strengths, and Sebastian really brought us together as a team. He's like one of the players, and he deserves the moment
I
to
love this.
celebrate with us.
Just bringing him out to celebrate.
So at this point, OG with No Tail and Fly, 4 majors. It's an achievement that I don't think we'll ever see anyone be able to reach again in the world of Dota 2.
That is true because majors are gone.
Like a big sense of achievement. You know, wow, 4 tournaments. A lot of people were telling me nobody has done this before. This is way better than winning a TI.
No.
This to me wasn't really the truth. I always looked at TI as being worth more than anything.
Welcome to the International!
Women in costumes.
The nearly $24
Slacks in a CM cosplay.
With for the first time, 8 figures for first place. 10 million goes to the winner.
OG was already right.
Oh, I miss having day 9 in Dota
4
panels.
majors at that point.
He was
Next
actually
up,
pretty
the
fun.
International.
We were into TI7. We knew that we were good enough to perform really well at that tournament.
But traditionally speaking, Dota isn't really that kind to newcomers. Not only when it comes to the players, but also when it comes to the talents.
Here we go. OG taking on LGD.
A lot of eyes are on them, of course.
Yet we didn't have the results we expected.
The ball hits 5! They're gonna bring him down. Chewing through on it.
LD.
Outlasting OG here.
We just didn't adapt well enough. We didn't play well enough.
I miss Beyond the Summit, bro. I miss the Summit.
LGD,
That was like one of the best tournaments of all time.
Deaths for Ana early in this middle lane.
From a Dota point of view, it was catastrophic.
No tails next. No buybacks on 3. The end is nigh. GG. LGD slay the beast. They move on.
We got completely outplayed and just dumpstered by a better team.
Is a bitter pill to swallow for OG, for their fans. 4-time major champions, but it's just something about TI that OG just can't seem to get it together.
It sucked. It really sucked to lose another one.
It sucks, you know. It sucks to lose. Everybody knows that. Thank you, Fly. I appreciate you taking the time.
Fly and No Tail. They have all these incredible accomplishments, but the capstone for every player is winning TI.
And for OG, another TI unsuccessful.
It's like Worlds, right? It's just unfortunate that Fakers won so many of them, which turns out a lot more Uncrowned Kings in every other region.
It's really shitty to say, but you gotta win TI.
As Dota got bigger, the International got bigger. The prize money got bigger. The stakes got higher, and as the stakes got higher, the pressure intensified on OG in every single way, and they simply weren't stepping up to it.
Fans started to question, what is it about OG that seems to stop them from being able to have success at an international?
I mean, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what makes you able to come into TI as a favorite and then still win. I think it's incredibly hard.
What is it that we're doing wrong?
I mean, I would say that it's the same for League, except I think people expect Faker to win at this point. I think every year it's the same. Like, they're not performing as well throughout the year, but then when it comes to World, they become a different beast. I don't know if it's because of the commercial obligations that they have at T1, where they have to do like 100+ days of just either filming commercials or doing sponsorships or whatever. Right before Worlds, they have like a month or 2 to scrim and practice and full focus on that. I don't know.
Why is it that we are not able to become the team that can win this title?
So yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know.
There was problems of like being too emotional in the games. We were kind of like shattered, I would say.
You can only take so much, right? Like every time you go for TI and every time you lose, every punch feels different. After TI7, there was a bit of fatigue, especially in Ana.
People can get really, really harsh, even towards a 17-year-old boy that is thousands of miles away from home. And it happens very often in Dota. And that's what it was with Ana. I mean, he was getting a lot of flack. A lot of players, they just break because of it.
I think I was quite weak mentally. I was just like young, and I mean, after TI7, I would hear about what the haters would say, and it affected me.
If I had to go through what he had gone through at the age of 17, I think I would have crumbled way before he did.
Everyone's
That's the
talented.
thing, right? People don't really look at these guys as people. I think online personalities or every celebrity or anything like that, if they're a public figure, you're a public figure. You're not a human being anymore. And people just say shit. They just want to say shit because they can be anonymous while saying shit. They're not gonna get any consequences for it.
In the game, but not everybody has a good mindset. You have to be strong. If you want to be the absolute best, you have to be mentally stronger than everyone else. It's so easy for people to just crumble when they start losing.
It's just one tournament, but you screw it up once and it's gone. It's a lot of pressure, and I didn't really enjoy that pressure.
After TI7, Anna, he wasn't ready to keep going.
Time to get into our draft very shortly for game
After
number
TI7,
2 between OG and
after they lose Anna, OG, they seem lost.
Fly though.
Yeah, there was a period of time where they tried out different players.
He'd been playing amazing at TI7, so OG, they grabbed him, they threw him in their team, but then for the rest of the year, they played utterly mediocre.
There's the GG. Good luck called by Fly.
This was
in qualifiers, they fall flat in tournaments.
Ever since then, OG has not been consistent.
So it's not a good point for them.
Success.
Over time, because they won so much and were so dominant, it's only natural that watching OG flounder a little bit definitely was enjoyable for some people.
Not much you can say about OG really. They got dominated in the second game.
It was definitely a tough game to watch.
Yeah, very tough indeed.
When you lose a lot, you also lose trust. Things get hectic. You can have a conversation and then suddenly it's an argument, and suddenly the argument makes distrust.
Sometimes bad weeks can turn into bad months.
No.
And by the time we got to Birmingham, it was definitely a downward spiral.
Raise the roof here in Birmingham. It's OG.
This no-tail fly duo, 905 career wins. You know the next closest is over 200 behind.
I felt that something was in the air.
On the side of OG, you've got S4. Easily
Gustav and Tal, they were talking more with each other, talking about some of the problems we were having in the team. The team was starting to be a bit dysfunctional.
Jumps in trying to kill him, but he just...
Evidence is there, and nobody really wants to acknowledge it.
Where is this kill going?
But some kind of outside pressure definitely got in.
It's called EG.
Birmingham, we flunked out.
All of a sudden, OG just falling apart there.
We lose and then we go back to the hotel.
It's raining, it's thunder outside. It's like electricity is in the air. And well, we just got called into a room. And I learned that the two players are leaving, and one of them's my best friend. Tal and S4, they're going to EG.
S4 leaving, sure, I can understand that. But Fly leaving OG, he's not just the captain, he owns part of the team. His girlfriend is the manager of the team. It would tear the team apart if he would leave.
It was a huge shock. Like we for sure didn't see it coming.
Not much was said. I think max 3 sentences were spoken in that room. Then they left. We spent 8 years together, and now it's over. That was how that happened.
Tal leaving is your captain leaving. He was always there for you when you need it, so you don't expect it at all.
I just trusted him. As simple as that. I just trusted him. He was the captain. That means something, at least to us.
I always thought, me and Tal, something so strong, how can it break? This was probably the shittiest moment ever.
I actually think he does talk into detail about this a lot more in his book, which I haven't really read yet. I mean, looking back at it, all anyone can do is speculate from an outsider's perspective. It's shitty how it happened, and it's shitty how they did it so close to TI, but at the same time, if shit is not working, it's just not gonna work anymore. It's shitty how it affected their personal relationships, but at the same time, you have to look at this from a business standpoint, right? Is this move the best for your career? And at the time, Fly and S4 seemed to think that this move to EG was the best for their career. A lot of fans are still hung up on it. Whenever they see Fly, they'll just say traitor, traitor, traitor. I don't necessarily think like that. I just think if you feel like shit's not working out, then it's just not working out, right? You kind of have to make a change. Sometimes these changes can be drastic.
The way I left the team, I handled the situation poorly, and I definitely regret how I handled it, but I did learn from it and grew a lot as a person. I've tried to move on, but these sort of things the community just won't move on from. But repeatedly being labeled as a traitor for every match or interview over 4 years kind of chips away at you. So I think we need to set the bar higher for ourselves and our community.
But guess what? They ended up a lot better for it. Maybe it fractured their friendship,
Second
but
he learned that Fly was
professionally,
leaving, his face changed. It was like, you know, he started surviving. You know what I mean? Like it's like the face of the guy that is like surviving.
Dota has given me so much. When I'm really sad or when things aren't looking so good, I just join a Dota game with all the rest, and it's all back to that. Just playing the Dota game.
Same.
It is done in the wrong way, you know? Like without the respect that you deserve as a friend.
Yeah. That's the worst part of it.
Each other's and it was like, okay, guys, what's next? And then obviously what would have been next is Jesse goes to Finland, and I go to France, Johan goes to Denmark, and we just like grieve what happened.
It was almost as if each of us were looking at the other, waiting for that person to crack and say, I can't, I'm out, I'm going home.
That's the worst part of it, right? Because both of those people are leaving to another team where they have their future secured. Whereas they're just leaving these other three in the dust, not knowing what the future holds.
Either one of us could have probably just ended it all right then and there, and it would have brought the other two with him. But we only had each other, and we were there for each other.
I was like, hey guys, I think it's a really bad idea that we go our separate ways. I think you guys should come to Paris. You know, I don't really know what we're gonna do there, but we're just gonna be together for each other. Then we're gonna talk about what we should do.
Seb is the MVP, man.
I always believe that the hardest choices in life are the right ones. The ones that are easy are usually the wrong ones. And in this case, there was only one right choice, and it was the hardest one by far. It was to rebuild.
So forming a team 3 months before TI and having a shot at winning TI, no, not happening.
For TI8, we're gonna have to take risks. We needed soldiers, we needed people that were ready to listen and ready to play.
3 months left to the international. If somebody was good enough to be on a team, they were already on a team.
So I scout players a lot online. I spend a lot of time playing pubs, and there was this guy. Yeah, I get frustrated when I get outplayed, you know? And when I get outplayed, it usually means that the guy's pretty good at the game.
I'm gonna focus on up-and-coming talent who, in the future, will have maybe some more spotlight.
And I remember being really frustrated playing against him. So as soon as we got a spot, I definitely thought of a guy. But the majority was like, who the hell is Thompson?
Yeah, we might be able to call him and find out for ourselves. Thompson, you there?
Thompson, I learned quickly that he was, well, similar to other Scandinavians, maybe a bit more reserved.
Crazy how this guy now
for me,
is the most popular English-speaking
How many pubs do you
Dota
play
streamer.
on average a day?
It's around 10 to 15, I guess.
15?
And he also technically qualified for this year's TI. It's just that because Tai Long was kicked from the team that he was a part of because of match fixing scandals, Thompson was invited to sub into LGD. I don't know how the performance is gonna be because they don't really have much time to scrim with other teams, but Thompson is Thompson regardless. Thompson, even nowadays that he's retired from competitive Dota, he will still school almost every mid player because he's just that crazy. So a quick update from Editing Itchy. LGD has been eliminated from TI, but let's be real. On a few days notice with a stand-in, and probably most of the team not even speaking proper English, so communication might be a problem, they somehow did better than a lot of teams that have been competing in the professional circuit for however much longer than they have.
Is pretty hardcore. I'm gonna give it.
But
Playing games
his
with
weakness
friends
is he
very different
has
from playing in a competitive environment.
very unconventional
It's a
picks.
risk, but that guy was like extremely underrated, and he was, as far as I was concerned,
You don't give
one
a
of the
shit
best
about meta.
players outside of the pro scene.
He just plays what he wants.
The next logical choice for us was Ana.
Ana hadn't played for a long time. We knew Ana though. We knew how powerful he was as a player.
Back from summer vacation.
Anna coming back? I mean, people at that point were like, probably the last person still available. Sure, why not?
After TI7, I felt really drained. I went back home and I just thought about like the year. Having a break, there was a lot of self-reflecting. Like, I guess I grew up.
But there was still one spot left to fill. This was perhaps the most interesting choice of all.
The real question is why not Sebastian as a player instead of a coach?
I'm happy when we achieve the highest level. That's the only thing that matters to me. If I have to coach, then I'll be coaching. But Johan really wanted me to play.
Sebastian, as somebody that talks about the game and understands the game, I thought he was the best.
It was a huge challenge. I mean, I had never played at that level.
I actually do think this is one of the most important decisions they have made. Having Seb as a player instead of a coach, even though Seb was really good as a coach, but Seb as a player, he just completely changed the vibes of the team. Not only was he a really fucking good player, he was at the same time kind of just being like a therapist for the entire team. And I guess you'll see some of it later on, or if not, then we'll check it out on True Sight somewhere down the line.
And suddenly they like needed a coach. And I was like, okay. He's not there, like, I trust him. And
then we needed a manager.
I mean, I consider them all my brothers, but here we had a literal brother of Sebastian. Charlie was there for us.
The idea for me was help them as much as I can.
Our boat caught fire during Birmingham. The ship was sinking, everything was shit. Like,
team building exercises.
We managed to save it somehow. I made it into the most beautiful ship ever. And yeah, I had to be the captain.
So, new team. And coming into TI8, they
Touching grass with people who will never touch grass willingly.
did not get a direct invite. There was only one route for them, open qualifiers.
In 2018, there were over 5,000 teams competing from home for just 10 open spots at TI8.
Anybody can play in these, and it's do or die matches.
Anybody can play this. I can play this. You can play this.
Incredibly brutal.
You have to play a lot of games. It's a whole different challenge. It's about staying focused, and it's about looking at every game one by one. But at the end of the day, our understanding of the game was ahead of these teams.
You can literally make a stack of Herald players that have never touched the game before, and you can register for this.
They make it through the open qualifiers, make it through the regional qualifiers, but they still might not even get to play on the main stage.
18 teams from across the world make it to TI8, and of those 18 teams, only 16 will play on the main stage.
Even this fight here, they overdive on the Enchantress. They throw a lot of their
The group
stuff.
stage started off not very good for us.
What did you expect out of that?
We went 1 win, 5 losses. We're almost bottom of the group. It forced us to start reflecting.
We had a long talk as a group. The thing that often happens is you learn a lot about your opponent, but if you forget who you are along the way, you're gonna lose no matter what. We decided, we ourselves when we're together. Win or lose, we do it together.
Tornado comes out out, and that's enough to finish Mounties.
Oh, Seb might get it. No! Seb gets the Marauder as well, and that's it.
Fountain farming.
Started winning pretty much every single series.
God, that's one thing I miss from Dota. You can't do this in League.
Doing it big here in the group stages.
From the bottom of the group, we made it all the way to the upper bracket.
Or at least I don't know how to.
OG going to the main stage. It's good to be back.
TI main stage, we wanted so bad to just wake up and play those games. Regardless of the result, we just wanted to play those games.
The opening ceremony, goosebumps. Every TI, I'm like, oh, you know, it's another TI. And then I get here, I'm like, it's as magical as ever. It is, isn't it?
We've got 6 days with the best Dota 2 teams in the world. $25 million in total. The top team taking away 11 million of that. The largest esport prize pool in history.
So for League players who are watching this, generally the opening ceremony of Dota International is kinda just... Well, back in the day we had Gaben appearing live in person. Back when he still could. Back when I think he still lived in the US. Nowadays I think he lives in New Zealand, so he's not gonna fucking travel for it. Nowadays he just sends in a video footage of him saying welcome to the International. That is pretty much it. As well as an orchestral performance that is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty nice, but it is definitely not nearly as hype as some of the stuff that we've seen in League opening ceremony. That one, I think, just appeals to a mass audience, that just appeals to a wider audience, whereas this one is classy. It's nice. Sometimes I do find myself wanting the broader appeal, I guess. Like stuff like this. It's pretty nice. It's very classy.
Can we hear from the fans, please?
Is once again at hand for the chance to wage battle
and the voice actor as well.
To the finest Dota teams in
He's amazing. My god, that voice.
veterans and newcomers alike.
The third iteration of OG.
Old rivalries rekindled. Capture the fire and the glory.
He says ice right in the middle.
We start with the explosive VGJ Storm coming in against OG.
VGJ Storm, they've had a fantastic season.
They have to be the favorites here.
There's a lot more pressure on OG right now. Hannah's got some experience here, and obviously Seb's got a ton of experience as a
So I would say when it comes to OG, their fan base is sort of similar to T1's, at least back in the day, right? This iteration of OG, especially after they won the first TI. Funnily enough, T1 did have a Dota roster, and they were trying to qualify through the Southeast Asian qualifiers. And while they were primarily a Pinoy team, they got Topson and Anna to join. Their story, I don't necessarily think is similar to T1's. I think it is a lot more similar to DRX. After watching the whole Deft and Faker rivalry thing, this year was pretty much just DRX. Like, it's the same thing.
He thanked his friends, teammates, coaches, every player who had helped him across the years to reach this beautiful moment. But then, he just enjoyed it.
소감 부탁드립니다.
No Town and Jerax as well, but what about Topson in there?
Nobody expected them to
right
win.
Now, first TI, big stage.
Going to TI main stage for the first time, it's a different pressure.
This Topson story has got me just tingling. It's so ridiculous. He's got 3K in his bank account, and he's stepping into TI playing for 11 million. It's just absurd.
You see all the Dota players, the biggest fans, just gather for this one event that you yourself have been watching for all the years.
That was the story of
Actually
Topson, pretty
right
much.
there in the middle of it.
$3,000 in his bank account, and he flew out for the Open qualifiers.
His first international tournament on a high
And this
level.
was his first LAN
I
event.
can't put myself in his shoes. I have no idea what that must feel like.
Not just his first CI, it is literally his first LAN event.
Gotta be careful. There's a lot of damage coming in with the
His first offline tournament.
on the run, trying to get the heck out of here, but they are isolated. They are killed.
We played from behind almost the entire game.
SV to stay away from the damage coming
But
out.
I didn't tell that the fighting spirit of everybody on the team was like through the roof. Anna specifically, the way he played, he showed an immense amount of confidence.
Anna gonna take a lane of barracks.
He went for like really big plays, knowing that we got his back. And like, all right, that guy's feeling great.
You can start to feel something building here for OG.
The previous year at TI7, it seemed like Anna, he was the one that was playing inconsistently, not doing well, getting the most heat from the public. And now all of a sudden, people started looking back and being like, maybe Anna was the magic to their team.
Rewriting history feels good, man.
How quickly things change. Oh, no.
Just playing my best. We all got a lot of momentum from that first game against VGJ.
Best placement that organization has ever had at the International. Can you believe it?
Game 2 was pretty much us riding the momentum and then just like not giving them a chance.
OG on in the upper bracket.
Unbelievable performance from a team that feels like they just formed.
Showing up here on the main stage
They
and
did.
taking down VGJ Storm. That's looked like one of the best teams in the tournament.
Looking at OG and how they played today, do you think that momentum is going to carry on?
It is definitely possible, but the next round is going to be very, very tough for them.
Destiny had it in for us. It had to happen.
What are your thoughts on facing OG and some of your old pals?
And it did happen.
Obviously, there's been some history there, so I'm just going to focus on the game. Doesn't matter who I play.
All business for him, huh?
Treat it the same way.
All business.
The chase for the ages of champions continues here in Vancouver. Welcome back to day number 3. Ultimate semi-final upper bracket between two teams who know each other far too well for their own good. OG versus EG.
I love me some spicy stuff, and OG versus EG is probably the spiciest match of the entire
It's nothing to do with the players, and I'm sure they'll be perfect gentlemen and they'll be sportsmanlike.
The hype around the EG-OG match was incredible. You know, a classic sports story.
The grudge match, the rivalry.
It's a rivalry, right? Let's talk about the drama.
There's some stuff to talk about there. What's your take?
I mean, there's a lot of things to talk about there.
There's no more iconic duo in the history of Dota 2 than No-Town and Fly as a player combo. And to see them break up.
OG, they're the ones who kind of got left on their own to scramble to find these last-minute replacements. They bring in Anna, they bring in Thompson. They just had their leadership leave the team. They're motivated to get some revenge.
Why did you leave OG?
The team hasn't worked for a long time. I felt like this is really a team I could win with, as opposed to the previous team where I felt like we kind of hit a dead end. In the end, I want to win, and I want to do it with teammates I believe in.
When Tao says that he didn't
that last part,
believe in the team anymore and that it wasn't gonna work, I know for a fact there was more to it than just that, and let's just leave it at that.
No matter what I
We
think
still
about
don't
them
know
and
what
they
that
have done
means.
to me, I'm just looking at the Dota part, and they were playing incredibly well, and they were a very scary team to go against.
I think it's fair to say that EG are the favorites going into this. They looked super good in the group stage. They looked really convincing in their first upper bracket match. EG is one of the absolute strongest teams here.
EG was
This
favored,
series
but
was
it depends on what
fucking
you favor,
amazing, too.
right? I think a lot of people's heart was with the story of OG, even if their minds were with EG.
I mean, back then, even I kind of bought into the whole... Like, you just wanted OG to win.
For the game against EG, the upper bracket semifinal, our strategy was to force them to pick heroes they weren't used to playing.
I don't think back then a lot of people wanted EG to win, especially after that
I
story.
wanted to force them to just think on the spot.
Blocks as well, No-Tail, with the transmitter set up for the kill. Nice micro there from No-Tail, as to be expected.
What really stands out was specifically Thompson. I mean, he has to play against a male.
Sumail is definitely very confident in himself.
Sumail, what's your motivation?
Money.
Money?
Yeah, definitely. He did win TI when he was 16. He's had these long periods where he was genuinely the best player in the game and everybody know it.
I'm the best at it, but I can also make money out of it, so it's just a bonus.
And Topias was gonna
This was back in super fucking cocky Sumail days. I think after that he has humbled himself and became a much better person after. I think it was actually directly after this where he just sounded like such a cocky asshole.
Be a really rough game for Thompson.
Even though it's true, right? You want money.
But he didn't get affected by it at all. He actually played extremely well.
As S4 just getting solo killed here by Thompson. As now, looking to fly. Thompson finds the double kill. This man alive, though, he does
went on and just like destroyed the game.
Tornado, Thompson, he's in with the back of the beat.
That interaction was weird as fuck.
He was bullying straight up alone.
Why did the deafening blast went forward, but it knocked them back? What the hell? Not that it mattered, I think.
Straight up alone.
They were gonna die regardless.
There was always somebody dead from the enemy team.
I let my playing do the talking.
Thompson definitely coming out strong on that Invoker.
I think we did a pretty good job of winning in a good way, winning in a way that also damaged their mentality.
And a series where I think a lot of people would have expected to see something quite fantastic from EG. OG absolutely crushed it. 32 minutes in, 18k. The pressure, the speed
Look at his expression, dude.
To a point where Sumail or RTZ could really offer much in the fights. They were always playing from behind because of how well OG kept the pressure on.
Yep, pretty much. OG currently leads 1-0 in this best of 3 to try to remain in a secure top 3 spot. Game 2. Can they keep it up in game 2?
Get on top of Thompson.
Game 2 we got off to a really good start.
Sumail, he's trying to back away. The Notel, he gets the kill. Fly's actually gonna die. Seb's just able to walk underneath the tower. Notel just in.
16 minutes in or something, it's like we're stomping them.
Seb, he's ready for round 2. The question is, are evil geniuses?
Game 2, it was a pretty good game. If you look at the first 20 minutes, then it stopped being good.
Subway crit charges through. Gets through them with the charge back. They got the Savage on there. That's going to be added over the leg. The Jerax.
Shit happens sometimes. Jerax playing Meepo though, what the hell?
The fact that we beat them once just means that they're as dangerous as a wounded wild beast, you know, like it's gonna try to kill you as soon as it gets the chance.
Thompson, they're on top of him. Charge out straight away. They get the gust through as well. The shards will come down to hold Sumail back, but it's not enough to save Thompson.
We let our guard down.
The agent exposed. GG is cool. And EG drawing this series to a game 3.
I'm kind of worried for OG for the third game. Can they win?
They were better game 2. They just outclassed us in every single aspect of the game.
I'm expecting some much bigger plays from Sumail.
With how strong they started, it just all shattered.
Game 3
This game determines which team
was
gets to secure
definitely a
top
throw
3 spot
by
here
EG.
at the International.
Game 3 from
Literal
the
throw.
very beginning, they were
Like literally throw. Sumail with the tiny toss.
It's a very structured and thought through play style. It's really good Dota. So it's really hard to get
They
out
were
of it.
getting
Like,
fucked the entire game
trying to
too.
survive that game.
Precious half health and Sumail. Thompson's is dead.
You need the 5 players to be aware of what they're doing in order to break it, right?
This time Thompson didn't carry us.
And that one moment happened and
I think Suma got really angry after the first game.
Sumail comes in for the triple kill.
yeah,
Sumail, another ultra kill. Back to back ultra
they were getting
kills for Sumail.
fucked.
For round 2, they have lost Fly, EG.
At that point, the game has spun out of control.
Sumail in with the combo, finds himself no tail. OG, they just have to get themselves the hell out of here. They cannot stand anyway.
They had us in a chokehold, but we somehow escaped this chokehold.
Dude, I wish I could hear the comms.
We clawed our way back.
absolutely doing it. The buyback's there.
They didn't show that
We
moment.
ended up forcing them to play a game they did not want to play.
They did not show that moment. It was Sumail tossing RTZ into their base.
Looking for the squash one. Anna, Manta tries to dodge it off, does manage to back off. RTZ actually gets tossed in by Sumail there. Oh! Uh-oh.
And they started
Into 5 people, I think.
slowly playing into our hands, which ended up turning the tides completely.
And that just completely changed the game. Of course, I guess they just don't want to make it seem like
I remember hitting my keyboard so hard that
they were
keys
not
fell off.
supposed to win this. But EG threw
I mean, Johan had
extremely
the look,
hard.
You could tell it was about what had happened.
Oh
I
man,
felt
look at his
extremely
face.
angry. I felt really happy. I felt really sad. I felt like I wasn't really in control of anything. It was just everything coming back to me. The whole Birmingham situation, what the feeling was in the room when we got the news, how things were handled, everything just came back to me after we won. Shaking his hand, being the winner, it was very gratifying.
This was iconic. This handshake moment.
Revenge and anger. It's not the healthiest emotions. But right after we walked off stage, Sebastian snapped me out of it.
Seb is the MVP, man.
These guys didn't believe in you. They thought you were not worth their time. And now not only you proved them wrong, it's like you're better than them.
Seb is like the brother No Tail needed when Fly left.
Or like it doesn't sound like reality. We've faced so many failures in the past that we're not ashamed of. We're proud of them. That's what made us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate day. We have just 5 teams remaining. By the end of today, we will know who the grand finalists will be.
Let's welcome Team OG, making it to the upper bracket finals. They are ready to face their opponents.
So this was the upper bracket finals, because LGD also made their way up through the winners bracket.
LGD had very impressive recent tournament results.
LGD's run over the last few tournaments, they won 2 majors very close to the end of the season.
I'm on the LGD hype train. My bracket says LGD, right? It said LGD from the beginning of the very tournament.
This squad was the Chinese chosen one.
This was the year.
They had a good strategy.
They were
had a star
just.
player. They had all the ingredients to win a TI.
They were meant to win, but.
Most analysts thought this team, there was no chance for OG.
We have the top teams in the Dota scene and OG, which is maybe the surprise.
What do we think about OG
God
making
damn,
this run?
man.
They weren't even the same
Why you gotta
team
put it like
a couple
that?
months ago.
OG have had such a miracle run.
I mean, it's an absolutely remarkable run. You know, even if they don't end up doing so great at the end of it all, they defeated their nemesis already, right?
Game 1 against LGD, it's like you've been
I
looking
love
at them
how wrong
destroy other
everybody
teams,
is.
and now you have to play against them.
I love it.
LGD fans, are they still around?
Yeah, there's always a legion of Chinese fans flying out for TI
Has to put a
every
little bit of
year.
intimidation onto OG.
These guys were here to win the tournament. But we're so passionate about the game that once the game starts, we just dive into the game.
Seb is just all by himself, able to tank through everything.
There's no LGD, there's no OG, there's no TI. It's just about the game that is in front of you, and you have to win it. Now we're spamming Chinese instead of spamming in English. We're feeling great. We think it's really funny and we're having fun.
Unstoppable Enchantress.
We were in control of the game.
They just eliminate Army.
OG defeated one of LGD's best strategies in game number 1.
When you're an underdog, that can really help you to play more freely and be more successful. But
Yeah,
if
the
you
one
start
year-
thinking about winning, that's where you run into trouble.
The one year they're not expected to win.
We're a great team, and we knew that. We knew they were here to crush us if they could.
LGD was a deciding game against OG.
Game was done. They won it. But you just like set your focus on what matters, what's in front of you. That's game 3.
Game 3.
These games were insane. I remember watching it live.
If OG
Sleepy as hell.
they are in the grand finals.
Game 3 versus LGD.
I was like struggling.
Game 3.
Probably a couple of Red Bulls in.
We just get slaughtered. They're just
Back when I actually drank Red Bull.
LGD, they have a good opening to actually close out the game, but they go for the throne.
LGD want this now.
They basically try to win right then and there, and that was a big mistake. They weren't patient. They couldn't wait.
Like, oh, this is ours for sure. Let's just grab it. But it wasn't the time to grab it. There's no way this is gonna work. And we started to counter the play.
There's your slam. There's the dunk, Durax. This guy's an NBA All-Star. Johnson is there. They push forward. They get the control. LGD with 4 heroes who do not have buyback. OG, they are gonna push. But how?
Thompson, he showed up in a huge way.
Thompson was talking about how his hands were shaking, like the amount of adrenaline.
Try to focus on clicking the ancients.
LGD right on the table to turn.
A few months before, Thompson was sitting at home, a very unknown, unproven pub player. And now he's dominating the winner bracket at TI.
That throne defense is still
really
goddamn.
Probably the craziest game of the whole tournament that we've had so far.
OG, they have reached their first TI Grand Final.
Holy shit, you're going to the grand final. A year ago right now, if someone had told you that you would be playing in the grand final of TI8, would you have believed them?
No, no way.
So what basically happened was after this, LGD was set to face EG in the lower brackets. Even though a lot of people wanted to see a rematch between OG and EG, I did not. I was rooting for LGD all the way. Not because they had one Malaysian player, just because I didn't really wanted to see EG succeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final day is upon us. I can feel the excitement inside the arena.
We're gonna play the TI Grand Finals. I'll be a player in the TI Grand Finals.
So LGD won.
That sounded
and
unreal.
They won the losers
lifelong
bracket,
dream
so
for me to get
it's
to
a
the finals of
rematch.
TI. I've always wanted to just get there.
And this was an amazing
so excited
series
to
as
play
well.
this finals.
The grand finals of TI.
I think since TI3, which for the longest time was the best grand finals,
Defying all odds and all predictions.
this was
The
up
bad
there.
guy dies at the end of the movie. You think it's the end, but it's not.
And it's none other than a rematch against PSG LGD.
我觉得我们最大对手应该不是其他队伍吧，有可能我们自己，如果我们自己不是状况的话，就是还是挺厉害的。
LGD had to fight their way back to the top bracket.
It feels like that every year.
LGD end up battling through evil geniuses.
LGD smell blood.
EG trying to stem the bleeding. GG LGD are moving on to the grand finals.
They crush EG 2-0.
Shout out to LGD for playing such a good game. Good luck to you guys.
LGD, they were not done. They were coming. They were coming for more.
FY God.
OG was able to beat LGD in a close best of 3. But when you have to rematch again in a best of 5, everything goes out the window.
Most likely outcome for me is probably LGD winning by 3-1.
Going up against LGD again in a best of 5, as some of the doubters online would have still said, OG, this lineup cannot win a best of 5. They cannot win a grand finals.
It almost feels like we're looking at a matchup of heart and then closer to machine perfection on LGD, right? And
Yep.
I mean, LGD had to carry that pressure and pride for the whole Chinese scene.
There's been one reoccurring theme for every international, and it's been the East,
East versus West. East
won the
wins
first,
one,
East won the
West wins
second.
one.
And
Yep.
ever since then, it's been taking turns.
We had it in the back of our heads, we heard it around us, people talk about it.
We were a Chinese team in an even year, and it's the 8th year, by the way, which is very lucky in China.
And then I was like, do you think this year is Chinese year? And Johan, he was like, no, don't think like that. And I was like, come on, man, Anna is a little bit Chinese.
We were fine either way. If the curse is real, then it's on our side, you know?
Under control, Jarek straight in on an Ahmed. Ahmed wants the BKB, but it's too late. Saunders finds no tell on the side. The buyback's going to be there straight
Going into the grand finals, OG is comfortable with their strategy. They know that their best hero is Anna's Spectre, and they're able to dominate LGD again in game 1 with that hero.
It was like one of them really bloodbath kind of games where both the teams really want to fight, but there was just no way they could fight us in this game.
It's one of those games where after you see Anna Spectre, you just respect Bandit the rest of the series. You don't want him to pick it again.
OG, one game up at the start of this best of 5.
OGD coming in looking so much more dominant.
You do not want the same shit happening again.
We never got a foot in this game.
They tried whatever they could to get some advantages in lane, but PSG LGD just not letting a beat go.
It's just looking almost impossible for OG to come back into this game.
We tried our best, honestly. We really tried, but we just couldn't.
PSG LGD seems to have the momentum now.
Game 3.
1-1 in a best of 5 for the grand finals here at TI8.
Dota is a very complex game. Part of Dota is to try to anticipate what your opponent's going to do. I didn't think that they would have a really good plan. And as a matter of fact, I still don't think that their plan should have worked, but it ended up working.
So this has happened in the actual true site where they show communications between the players and the teams and stuff like that. What LGD thinks to be a really viable strat, OG just thinks it's trash. And what OG thinks is a really viable strat, LGD thinks it's trash. I don't know if this has happened in League as well. These happen a lot more in Dota than you would think.
But the things that should have worked for us didn't work for us. It's Dota. Shit happens. Obviously, this is a rough loss.
2-1 now for PSG LGD. This series just heating up.
I'd say a couple OG players just need to step it up. They're making those clutch mid to late game plays, but they need those individuals to step up, whether it's Anna, Thompson. They can play a lot better. We've seen it from OG, but they're not out of this series.
If you're in the biggest match of your life and you're down 2-1 and you're 1 game away from losing, you can't freak out, you can't play worse. Don't let the nerves get to you.
Just
Not
don't.
everybody is able to deal with the amount of pressure. Everything is tested, but no till. He has the motivation, he has the drive, he has the experience. He knows what to do to get the best out of his squad.
Game number 4 as PSG LGD leads the series 2-1.
When you're down 2-1, your back's really up against the wall. It's very easy to succumb to some kind of pressure.
LGD, they're warmed up, right?
They're a team that wants it. The crowd, I think, is driving them on too. You hear them every time LGD wins a fight, they're chanting LGD, they're chanting the chat wall lines, and LGD is going to just make them look worse because of how amazing they are.
This was the year.
Dota, like, that was maybe gonna be it, but we were gonna enjoy it, you know? We went through shit together.
Well, Chinese.
It wasn't even the year that
now it's time to see if the curse is real.
people were really expecting LGD to win. Actually, it was, but I mean, there's still following years
It looked really bad.
where LGD was just so fucking strong, but they could not close it. They just choke in grand finals always.
You have to believe in your guts that it's not over, because obviously everything around you is telling you it's over.
That's twice in this series the X-Nova just comes out of nowhere. Like,
The crowd is cheering against you. It keeps getting harder. You know, you lost 1 fight, 2 fights.
Still Anna holding on.
You feel like shit. You feel like it's impossible.
They really want to force this PL to come back here.
Stand on to Thompson.
Stay focused, guys.
And another tier 3 tower pulling incredibly fast.
But you have to believe it's fate.
Jumps in.
Trust your teammates.
There's the buyback. The cataclysm isn't enough to do it.
Trust in your team, your ability to turn situations around.
Get ready for the fight.
Taken down by Arme.
And that very moment, it's the turning point.
For this one, the deafening blast.
Don't break. This is when you pass it.
What Sebastian said in the game was like, don't worry guys, I'm gonna carry this game. I just need some time.
This was the moment.
Then you got Odie Pixel commentating the match. When you hear a guy that normally talks super fast, just stop and shout One word. Seb!
Seb gets the call!
He gets the call of his
Think about this
lifetime.
beautiful French man, and all I want to do is shout his name. 3 dead now on LGD.
Dude, I still get goosebumps watching this shit, man.
He hasn't played in a TI
I've
since
watched
TI2,
this so many
and now he's back in the
times.
grand finals of all places. It's been such an incredible journey for him.
When it really mattered, he came out strong, and I'm really impressed by his performance.
Before this TI, I had almost given up as a player. When I met Johan in OG, it's just crazy. This
Feels
this changed
good,
my
man.
life.
If you're LGD and you watch that, like, you must be thinking that God's not on your side or something.
There we have it, OG.
The last time a Game 5 happened was CI3.
I'm just glad I'm still alive. That's all I can say after that game. My heart was actually really pounding during those last, I don't know, 20 minutes. That's probably the game of the tournament for me so far. Unbelievable how OG somehow seems to end up in every game of the tournament, and then they make the next one, and the next one.
This is, in and of itself, already a miracle story. I mean, this squad left in shatters, and then they come back, and now they're top 2. I mean, the story could end here, and it could be a fairy tale.
We felt really hyped. Like, guys, this is Game 5 of the freaking TI Grand Final.
It was just the energy that we had, like really good energy. The electricity was in the air, but there was nothing bad about it.
What happens? I know we're all really well what we did, and we should be, right? So we earned the Game 5, which is what we came for. So let's fucking enjoy it. We're doing this together. Lose together, win together,
Slay together, slay together, slay together.
How crazy is it that we're gonna get the chance to play that game?
They're just super happy to play together. They're super happy to be on the stage, and they just enjoy every game.
Everyone's
Vibes.
ready for another close match, and OG opens up with a really unusual pick.
Me and Sebastian started talking about the draft for the Game 5 and like favorite heroes of all time, signature heroes.
What hero am I gonna play?
Fuck the
to
meta,
try to
right?
win TI?
I was personally very confident on Prophet.
I speak for the trees.
Jerax, he was like, I want Rubik.
Jerax was feeling it. He was liking it. And Sebastian,
That's
for
my
a very long time,
boy.
has been Magnus.
He holds the horn of Magnus.
Yes. I want to play Magnus. This is it.
For Anna, it's always been Ember.
Ember spirit.
It was like a risky float pick, but yeah, I just felt it.
And as for Thompson, he ended up playing the Zeus.
Not necessarily one
The
of
priority
his
was not to get what would have been
iconic
perfect.
heroes,
The priority
but
was to get what would make us happy and make us enjoy that game and play it as well as we could play.
but he said it was good, so
They've managed to obtain 5 heroes that all players are incredibly comfortable on. But at the same time, you shouldn't be able to win with these heroes. Can they really do the impossible and destroy LGD, the strongest team in China, when there's $25 million on the line?
and what they failed to mention was that FY was on his undefeated Earthshaker.
7-0 on the Earthshaker.
Isn't the game just over?
Oh, I mean, so far, if stats don't lie, the game is over here.
SGLGD gets that first blood.
Whatever we try, they counter. Whatever we do, they anticipate.
There's no tail, also in trouble.
Give it our best, but it's just not good enough.
He's turned up and he'll be able to take down Anna. Anna, kill after kill.
It was a bit rough, I'll be honest.
Jerax, another casualty for OG.
But we just played our hearts out.
They've lost 3 F5 with the TPO.
Keep trying.
Oh, this
keep
moment.
fighting,
Anna catches out the shaker.
Keep feeding each other energy, confidence.
They're confident, knowing Seb can sit there
He
on the high
lived.
ground, ready for the
And
count.
suddenly, Jerax turned into like a whole different beast.
He was screaming. I've never heard him scream. If he had been a wild dog off a leash, he turned into like a racetrack dog that was going ham.
It's OG! They fight free!
It's like unreal. We're playing the TI Grand Final.
Saunders, he'll go down as well!
It's almost as if we're playing drunk party pubs or something. It was crazy, man.
They chase him down, they get the T1.
I think that was one of the most enjoyable games for me to play. Things can go so wrong and then still so right.
Oh,
They just crumbled.
They have done it. The power of flowers and friendship. I've done it here, ladies and
Well,
gentlemen.
they crumbled in more way than one.
Champions of TIA.
It's OG. They also don't show that shot, I think. Of course, this is about OG. It's not about OGD. True Sight is more impartial, so these we know the POV.
Unreal. That was freaking unreal.
Best moment of my life.
Go get the agents.
First TI, by the way. 100% win rate at TI.
What we achieved together through something bigger than us. It's something that some people seek for a lifetime. And that thing will keep us going, wherever that takes us.
I think we built something really great. I think all this needs is friendship and a little bit of care from everybody.
We got way more than we could have ever asked for.
My family was there. That's one of the stars that aligned. It's the first time they came to see me play.
And somehow they did it. What an
Feels good, man.
All 6 of them. All 6 of them.
Guys playing video games. It's very simple.
Fucking Jerax.
And that's what it's for. That right there.
This is OG's moment.
Yep. Yep. And they fucking won again. So Thompson still, at the time, has a 100% win rate at TI. So as I mentioned before, they do have a fan base that is kinda similar to T1, but at the same time, I don't think their story necessarily relates to T1 that much. They're more DRX, because DRX, nobody really expected them to win, but they did it anyway. The first year at the very least, nobody expected them to win. And for the longest time after, the stigma was that their win was a fluke. And then they repeated the win and people were still like, it's a fluke. So what does it even take? You win TI twice and it's still a fluke. I think my all-time favorite team, I think it's gotta be OG. I think it's gotta be OG. Orange Esports is up there just because of how relevant they were to my enjoyment of Dota 2 at the time, as well as Team DK, which was the super team that consisted of 3 Chinese players and 2 Southeast Asian players. Because it was just so fucking fun watching them play with all their insane strats back then. But OG, I don't think he can beat the story. It is unfortunate how it broke the friendship between Fly and No-Tail, but at the same time, you just kinda gotta consider if it benefits you professionally. Like, sometimes you just gotta be selfish about it. Of course, there's a better way for them to approach it rather than ditching the team and leaving them out to dry, basically. It fucking sucks. For now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you are watching TI, I hope you have a wonderful TI. I will see you guys when I see you. I am out. Peace.